The continuation of last session. In the last session, we will discuss about preparation methods of aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. Now, the fourth method for preparation of aliphatic or aromatic amines is Hofmann rearrangement reaction. Hofmann rearrangement reaction or a Hofmann bromide reaction. Hofmann bromide reaction. In this Hofmann bromide reaction, primary amides are reacted with sodium hydroxide in Br2 to produce primary amines. Primary amines. In this method, primary amides are treated with sodium hydroxide in bromine. We get sodium hypobromite, which leads to formation of primary amine. What is Hofmann degradation reaction or Hofmann rearrangement reaction? In Hofmann rearrangement reaction, primary amides is upon treatment with sodium hypobromite leads to formation of primary amine. Now, let us discuss the mechanism of Hofmann rearrangement reaction. In first step, amides are reacted with sodium hypohalite, then produce N-bromoamide. In the second step, the N-bromoamide is again reacts with base. It gives an anion, that is N-bromoanion. This anion undergo rearrangement reaction. In this step, the bromine is a leaving group, so that it cleaves from the molecule, then nitrogen gets positive charge, so that the nitrogen is already having lone pair of electrons, and this nitrogen is having one negative charge. Due to the loss of Br minus, it gets one positive charge. So that positive negative neutral, so it generates acyl nitrene. It is not isolated. Then the acyl nitrene undergo rearrangement reaction. Acyl nitrene is undergo rearrangement reaction. Here the alkyl group is migrated as nucleophile. Here the nitrene intermediate is monovalent electron deficient species. Here the alkyl group is migrated as nucleophile, so that the carbon gets positive charge. Now here the alkyl group is migrated from carbon atom to nitrogen atom as a nucleophile, so that here the alkyl group accepts electrons, so that it gets a negative charge. Here the carbon having positive charge and nitrogen having negative charge, so that they are produced, then it forms a double bond. R N double bond C double bonded O is called isocyanate. So isocyanate. Hofmann rearrangement reaction proceeds through the formation of isocyanate. Now this isocyanate reacts with a water molecule, or isocyanate is hydrolyzed with H2O molecule. Now the lone pair of electrons on oxygen is donated to carbonyl carbon. the lone pair of the double bond migrated towards oxygen, then oxygen carries a negative charge, double bond Nr, and here we have OH, and oxygen gets a positive charge, then it loses H plus. The H plus is migrated from oxygen to this oxygen atom. Now here we have enolic type of functional group. Here C double bond and OH. Then the hydrogen undergo tautomerization. Then we can get carboxylic acid. The name of this compound is carboxylic acid. Now this carboxylic acid loses carbon dioxide. Here H plus is migrated towards oxygen. Oxygen gets a negative charge. The single bond migrated towards nitrogen because nitrogen is more electronegative. Now this carbon gets positive charge and this oxygen get a negative charge. They are combined together, produce double bond, C double bonded O, double bonded O. So it loses CO2 molecule. Now this nitrogen gets negative charge. Now this nitrogen gets negative charge. Sorry, here the hydrogen, here we have one hydrogen, here we have one hydrogen. Now the hydrogen present on oxygen is migrated to nitrogen. Here nitrogen is attached to two hydrogen atoms. So here it is primary amine. So in Hofmann rearrangement reaction or Hofmann bromide reaction, primary amide is reacts with sodium hypohalite forms primary amine. This reaction is most important to prepare primary amines. Here in the last session we discussed one reduction reaction, that is reduction of amides by using lithium aluminum hydride or H2 platinum or sodium in ethyl alcohol. Then also in this reaction also we can get primary amines. Here I can take same molecule. Here can take RC double bonded and H2. Here RC double bonded and H2. But in Hofmann bromide rearrangement reaction or Hofmann rearrangement reaction, I get primary amine, but here also I get primary amine, but in this molecule the number of carbon atoms in reactant is equal to number of carbon atoms in the product. For example, in place of R, if I take CH3, CH2, C double bonded O NH2 is on reduction reaction with either lithium aluminum hydride or H2 platinum or sodium in ethyl alcohol, I get CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2, CH3, CH2, NH2. Here we have 3 carbon atoms in the amide. In the amine also we have 3 carbon atoms. But here we have, for example, this alkyl group is considered as a CH3. For example, in place of alkyl group, we take CH3. That means in the primary amide we have 2 carbon atoms, but in the product we have only 1 carbon atom. That means in Hofmann bromide reaction or Hofmann rearrangement reaction, amide is converted into amine with the loss of 1 carbon atom. But in reduction reaction, the number of carbon atoms in the amide is equal to number of carbon atoms in the amine. That means the number of carbon atoms remains unchanged during the reduction reaction with lithium aluminum hydride or H2 platinum or sodium in ethyl alcohol. So just you remember this, in Hofmann rearrangement reaction, primary amide is converted into primary amine with the loss of 1 carbon atom, with the loss of 1 carbon atom. Here, for example, the same reactant, that means propanamide is on Hofmann rearrangement reaction. Propanamide is on Hofmann rearrangement reaction. I can get CH3 CH2 NH2, CH3 CH2 NH2, that means ethyl amine. But propanamide is on reduction reaction with lithium aluminum hydride or H2 platinum or sodium in ethyl alcohol. I can get amine without loss of carbon atoms. This is the most important point in Hofmann bromide reaction. In Hofmann bromide reaction, primary amide is converted into secondary amide with the loss of one carbon atom. With the loss of one carbon atom. Now, here in place of R, if we have to take ethyl CH3 CH2 C double bonded O NH2 is upon treatment with sodium hydroxide plus Br2, that means sodium hypohalide, that means bromide. Then I can get CH3 CH2 NH2. In place of R, if we take an aryl group C double bonded O NH2 is on Hofmann bromide reaction NaOH plus Br2, I can get aniline. I can get aniline. If the same reactant is on lithium aluminum hydride, I get aralkyl amine. That means here NH2 is attached to alkyl group and this alkyl group is attached to one aryl group, so that it is called aryl alkyl amine. So that aralkyl amine. Here it is aniline. So by using Hofmann rearrangement reaction or Hofmann bromide reaction, we can prepare both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. By using Hofmann bromide reaction or Hofmann rearrangement reaction, we can prepare both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. But in the last session we discussed about ammonolysis of alkyl halides. By using that method, we can only prepare aliphatic amines. But by using reduction reaction, we can prepare both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. So this is about Hofmann rearrangement reaction or Hofmann bromide reaction. I hope you understand the mechanism of Hofmann bromide reaction. In Hofmann bromide reaction, what is the intermediate? Here the chemical reaction, that means Hofmann rearrangement reaction proceeds through the formation of isocyanate. Now we are moving to next reaction for the preparation of aliphatic and aromatic amines. For the preparation of amines, the next reaction, that is fifth preparation method. Fifth preparation method is amines are prepared from phthalimide, Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. What is Gabriel phthalimide synthesis for amines? In Gabriel phthalimide synthesis, potassium phthalimide or phthalimide reacts with alkyl halide in presence of strong base followed by hydrolysis, leads to formation of amines. Here phthalimide plus alkyl halide in presence of strong base followed by hydrolysis, we get amines. Now see the reaction here. alkyl halide RX in presence of potassium hydroxide, then we can get followed by hydrolysis, you can get EMINs. Let us see the mechanism of Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. In the first step of Gabriel phthalimide synthesis, the base abstracts the proton from nitrogen atom. The proton abstracts from nitrogen atom. Here KOH acts as a strong base. It abstracts proton from nitrogen atom. Then we can get potassium phthalimide. Now this potassium phthalimide reacts with alkyl halides. Now this potassium phthalimide reacts with alkyl halide. Here the phthalimide is nucleophile. Now this alkyl halide acts as an electrophile. In this alkyl halide, halogen is migrated as X minus, and the alkyl group gets positive charge. Now the negatively charged nitrogen attacks on carbocation. Then we can get N-alkyl phthalimide. Here the alkylation reaction takes place on nitrogen atom. Then we can get N-alkyl phthalimide. In the next step, the N-alkyl phthalimide undergo hydrolysis reaction. Now the lone pair of electrons on oxygen attacks on carbonyl group. The double bond migrated towards the oxygen atom. So that the oxygen carries negative charge and this carbon is attacked by the OH group, and here we have a single bond and the nitrogen is attached to an alkyl group. Now the single bond between carbon and nitrogen is migrated towards nitrogen atom. So the 5-membered ring is converted into an open chain system. In this open chain system, the nitrogen having negative charge. Here we have water molecule, so it donates a protons, so we can get a product like this. Now again, this amide molecule undergo hydrolysis. The lone pair of electrons on oxygen is donated to C double bonded O group, and migration of negative charge and the sigma bond is migrated towards nitrogen atom. We get RNH2 and the phthalimide is converted into phthalic acid. Phthalimide is converted into a phthalic acid. It is important reaction. Here we can overcome one drawback in the ammonolysis reaction. It is simply extension of ammonolysis reaction. That means it is the modification of ammonolysis reaction. In ammonolysis reaction, here in place of phthalimide we have NH3, but here in place of NH3 we take phthalimide. In ammonolysis reaction, the nitrogen reacts with more than one alkyl group, but here it is not possible to react with more than one alkyl group because the nitrogen is attached to two C double bonded O groups. That means this nitrogen is attached to two strong electron withdrawing groups. That means the lone pair of electrons are engaged with adjacent C double bonded O, so that here only one alkylation reaction can takes place. That means in ammonolysis reaction, over alkylation reaction takes place on nitrogen atom in ammonia. By using phthalimide, we can overcome that drawback, so that it is advanced technique for the preparation of amines. here we can get here by observing this reaction mechanism only one alkyl group is involved in the reaction, so that we can get only primary amines. We can get only primary amines. Secondary and tertiary amines are not prepared or not produced during the reaction, but in ammonolysis reaction, during the chemical reaction between alkyl halide and ammonia, we can get both primary, secondary and tertiary amines, but here we can get only primary amines. So the desired product yield will be increases. The desired product yield will be increases. So this is the advantage of Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis when compared to ammonolysis reaction. In ammonolysis reaction, by using ammonolysis reaction, we can prepare only aliphatic amines. Here also, in Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis, by using this Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis, we can only prepare aliphatic amines. We can prepare only aliphatic amines. We cannot prepare aromatic amines, because if we have to prepare aromatic amine, in place of this alkyl halide, we take aryl halide. Already in the last session we discussed about aryl halides reactivity. Reactivity of aryl halides towards nucleophilic substitution is very, very low, because the lone pair of electrons present on halogen atom undergo conjugation with adjacent aromatic system. So due to that resonance condition, aryl halides does not involve in nucleophilic substitution reaction. So by using Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis, we can only prepare aliphatic amines. We cannot prepare aromatic amines due to aryl halides does not involve in nucleophilic substitution reaction. In place of this alkyl halide, we take different types of compounds. For example, CH3I. Then we can get, if we have to use alkyl halide, methyl iodide, then we can get methanamine or aminomethane. If in place of alkyl halide, we consider or we take 2-iodopropane, then we can get 2-aminopropane. If we consider or if we can take 2-iodopropane, then we can get 2-aminopropane. So by using Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis, we can prepare only aliphatic amines. Hofmann rearrangement reaction is useful for the preparation of both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. This is about Gabriel-Thalamide synthesis. Now we are moving to most important reaction in the preparation of amines. Hofmann rearrangement reaction is very, very important, and another important reaction for the preparation of aromatic and aliphatic amines is Smith reaction. What is that? Smith reaction. Smith reaction is useful for preparation of Smith reaction is useful for preparation of both aromatic and aliphatic amines. What is Smith reaction? In Smith reaction, carboxylic acids. In Smith reaction, carboxylic acids and hydrozoic acid, carboxylic acid and hydrozoic acid are reacted in the presence of strong acidic condition. It gives amines. For example, we consider a carboxylic acid or C double bonded OH. Now this carboxylic acid react with hydrozoic acid. Hydrozoic acid means N3H. NH3 is ammonia, N3H is hydrozoic acid. The structure of hydrozoic acid is N double bond N H. Here nitrogen having 4 bonds. so that carries positive charge. Here the nitrogen having 2 bonds, so that the nitrogen gets carries negative charge. Carboxylic acid and hydrozoic acid reacts in the presence of strong acidic condition. It gives amine. It gives amine. Now let us see the mechanism how the primary amine is formed from carboxylic acid and hydrozoic acid. In the first step, the carboxylic acid reacts with strong acid. Acid means it donates H plus ions. So carboxylic acid reacts with proton, then it leads to formation of acyl ion. The lone pair of electrons on oxygen is donated to H plus, so it gets positive charge, and oxygen having 2 hydrogen atoms. Now it loses H2O molecule and it generates acyl ion or acylinium ion. It is also called as acylinium ion. Now this acylinium ion reacts with hydrozoic acid. The lone pair of electrons present on this nitrogen atom is donated to acylinium ion, because here we have a positive charge. That means it acts as an electrophile. Now the lone pair of electrons on this nitrogen atom donated to carbocation. Then it forms a sigma bond between nitrogen and C double bond into a group, and that nitrogen gets a positive charge. Now the adjacent double bond is migrated towards nitrogen atom. Now the double bond is migrated towards double bond. This nitrogen gets negative charge. The same nitrogen atom carrying positive charge, now it gets a negative charge, so it is neutralizes. Now this nitrogen having already 1 positive charge, now it gets a second positive charge. Now 1 positive charge and 1 negative charge are combined together to produce 1 triple bond between this nitrogen and this nitrogen atom, or C double bonded O N, single bond N, triple bond N. Here we have again having 1 positive charge. Here we are having another positive charge. 1 positive charge and 1 negative charge are combined to produce a triple bond, and it having second positive charge. From this molecule it loses N2 gas. So that it gets a negative charge, then it gets positive charge. Then the nitrogen, the alkyl group present on carbonyl group is migrated towards nitrogen. Already you have C double bonded O. This carbon is single bonded with nitrogen, and this nitrogen is attached to 1 hydrogen. Now this alkyl group is migrated from carbon atom to nitrogen. Now the alkyl group is present at nitrogen atom. Here this nitrogen donates lone pairs to this carbon, because here it gets 1 positive charge, so that it forms a double bond between nitrogen and carbon atom. Now the nitrogen having a positive charge is again an isocyanate. Now again this isocyanate is undergo hydrolysis reaction to produce primary amine. How can it is generated? The lone pair of electrons present on oxygen is donated to carbon. Now the double bond migrated towards nitrogen. Then it forms C double bonded OH, and it is singly bonded to nitrogen, and it is having 2 groups. Now this carbamic acid undergo decarboxylation reaction, then we can get primary amine. Then we can get primary amine. This is the mechanism of Smith reaction. It is the most important reaction for the preparation of aromatic amine. Ammonolysis and Hofmann degradation reaction, and this is Smith reaction and Gabriel-Calamide synthesis reaction. These four reactions are very important and so many times asked in university exams. So please pay more concentration on these four reactions. These four reactions are very important. Smith reaction. What is Smith reaction? In Smith reaction, carboxylic acid and hydrozoic acid are reacts in strong acidic condition to produce primary amine. This carboxylic acid reacts with strong acidic condition and produces acetylenium ion. This acetylenium ion reacts with hydrozoic acid and it generates isocyanate, and isocyanate is undergo hydrolysis reaction. It leads to formation of produces primary amine. This Smith reaction is very useful because here by using this reaction we can produce both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. We can produce both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. For example, if we have to prepare aromatic amine, in place of alkyl group, just we take one aromatic ring. For example, we take benzoic acid. If we take benzoic acid, then we can get aniline. If benzoic acid is on treatment with hydrozoic acid in strong acidic condition, then we can get aniline. We have to prepare aliphatic amines. That means, for example, if we have to prepare ethylamine, CH3, CH2, C double bonded OH. Propanoic acid is on treatment with hydrozoic acid in strong acidic condition, then it gives ethylamine. So by using this Smith reaction, we can prepare both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. Now see which reactions are useful for preparation of aromatic and aliphatic amines in a simple table. This is about Smith reaction. Here we completed or we discussed we discuss in detail about preparation methods of amines. The first method for preparation of amine is reduction of nitrohydrocarbon. By using this reaction, we can produce both aliphatic and aromatic amines are prepared. And the second reaction is reduction of amides. So reduction of amides. So by using reduction of amides, we can also prepare both aliphatic amines and aromatic amines. The third reaction is ammonolysis. By using ammonolysis reaction, we can prepare only aliphatic amines, but we cannot prepare aromatic amines. The fourth reaction is Gabriel-Calamide synthesis. By using Gabriel-Calamide synthesis, we can only prepare aliphatic amines, but we cannot prepare aromatic amines. This Gabriel-Calamide synthesis is advanced method of ammonolysis. Here in this method, we can get only primary amines. We cannot get secondary or tertiary amines. The sixth method is Hofmann rearrangement reaction or Hofmann bromide reaction. By using this method, we can prepare both aliphatic and aromatic amines. In the sixth method, and the last method is Smith reaction or Smith rearrangement reaction. By using Smith rearrangement reaction, you can get both aromatic and aliphatic amines. So if you have to note down this table, then you can get idea about how can we prepare, which method is useful for preparation of aliphatic amines and which method is useful for aromatic amines. This is about preparation of aromatic amines. Now we are moving to the next concept, that is physical properties of amines. What is meant by physical property? So physical properties are measurable or observable properties. Physical properties are measurable or observable properties. physical properties of aliphatic and aromatic amines. Here the first physical property is physical state of amines. Usually one or two carbon containing amines are gaseous compounds and 3 or 4 carbon containing compounds are liquids, and higher carbon containing compounds are solids. For aliphatic amines, the physical state for aliphatic amines, the organic compound containing 1 or 2 compounds, mostly they are gaseous state. If the 2, 3 or more carbons containing amines are mostly exist in liquid state. The higher carbon containing amines are solid state. Usually aromatic amines are colorless liquids, but they are get colored due to store in a laboratory because of atmospheric oxidation. Usually aromatic amines are colorless, but they get colored due to store in a laboratory. The aniline, that means aromatic amines are undergo atmospheric oxidation, so that they get some color. This is about physical state. Now the next physical property is boiling points of amines. Primary and secondary amines has higher boiling points than tertiary amines. Primary and secondary amines has higher boiling points than tertiary amines. Why? Because in primary and secondary amines we observe hydrogen bonding. What is hydrogen bonding? Hydrogen bonding means it is a partial bond between more electronegative atom and hydrogen atom. Here in primary amine, nitrogen is attached to 2 hydrogens. This amine molecule is form a partial bond with another aniline molecule. The nitrogen atom in another aniline molecule. Here we have another aniline molecule. It is second aniline. This is first aniline. Sorry, it is first amine molecule. It is second primary amine molecule. This hydrogen forms a partial bond with second amine molecule. Here this hydrogen also forms hydrogen bond with another amine group. So because of this hydrogen bonding, it is an intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Here we have 2 types of hydrogen bondings. One is intermolecular hydrogen bonding and second one is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. It is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. That means the hydrogen bond forms between the molecules. If the hydrogen bond form within the molecule, then it is called intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Usually aliphatic amines are produced intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Here primary amines forms 2 hydrogen bonds, because here the nitrogen is attached to 2 hydrogen atoms, but in secondary amine nitrogen is attached to only 1 hydrogen, so that one molecule is bonded with only 1 nitrogen atom. Here this hydrogen is partially bonded with another secondary amine. Here one molecule is strongly bonded with 2 amino groups, that means 2 amino compounds, but here in secondary amine one amine group is bonded with only forms 1 partial bond with another adjacent amino group. So here in primary amines we observe more hydrogen bondings than secondary amines, so that the boiling point order is primary amines has higher boiling points than secondary amines, because here we have more hydrogen bondings than secondary amine. Secondary amine having more boiling point than tertiary amines. Usually tertiary amines does not produce any hydrogen bonding due to lack of hydrogen atoms. What is tertiary amine? In tertiary amine the nitrogen is attached to 3 alkyl groups. So due to that in this molecule the nitrogen does not attach to hydrogen atoms, so that here we cannot observe hydrogen bonding. Due to the lack of hydrogen bonding, tertiary amines having low boiling points. low boiling points. If the hydrogen bonding is increases, then boiling point is increases due to it abstracts more energy. So this is about boiling point of amines. The next physical property is solubility. Solubility of amines. Solubility of amines. Primary and secondary amines are soluble in water, but tertiary amine is insoluble in water because primary amines and secondary amines forms hydrogen bonding with H2O molecule, but a tertiary amine does not produce hydrogen bonding with H2O molecule. And if alkyl group is increases, the nature of alkyl groups on amino group or nitrogen increases, then solubility is decreases. For example, CH3 and H2 and CH3, CH2, 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 CH2 and H2. Which molecule is soluble in water? Here methylamine is soluble in water, but here this long chain carbon containing amino group is insoluble in water because of the hydrophobic alkyl group. That means if the molar mass of the amine increases, the solubility in water is decreases. Amines are also soluble in organic solvents like toluene, benzene and alcohol. Amines are also soluble in toluene, benzene and alcohols. This is about solubility. Primary and secondary amines are soluble in water, but tertiary amines are insoluble in water. And primary, secondary and tertiary amines are soluble in organic solvents also like toluene, benzene and alcohols. If the alkyl nature on amino group is increases, then solubility in water decreases. The next physical property is order. Usually lower number amines are fishy like order, but higher number alkanes are having no order. Higher number amines are no order. That means they does not produces any smell. So this is about physical properties. Here we have one important physical property, that is basic character of amines. That basic properties of amines and how can we differentiate primary amine from secondary amine and tertiary amine. These are the most important concepts in amines. Basic character of amines and how can we differentiate primary amine from secondary amine and secondary amine from tertiary amine. These two concepts are very, very important. These two concepts are discussed in the next session. Thank you.